how that ends. We have skill trees? Not really. I've been asking for skill trees. It's a quarter of what I've been asking for. It's not the actual skill trees, it's not the actual abilities, but we have something from the latest BioWare community update. Game Design 101. When we use the term designer, we aren't referring to someone who visually creates outfits or environments, as you might expect from a fashion or landscape designer in the real world. In game development, those would be our artists. Our designers help craft, balance, and conceptualize the player's journey, working with artists, programmers, writers, and more to build out the game in a highly collaborative process. I'm being very gesticulative. In this blog, we'll look at a key RPG system and 3 distinct types of game designers are involved in making them. System designers work on a variety of features across the game, like skill trees, difficulty levels, and their goal to create a vision for features that will directly impact the player's experience. User experience UX designers, collaboratively with system designers, take the vision and explore how players will interact, so that's like 2-in-1, with it and by creating mock-ups and early user flows. Technical UX designers then build it in engine. It's like I'm working the dough, working with the system, working the dough, and UX designers in constant back and forth, keeping the player's experience and usability in mind at all times. There are many other kinds of designers too. Gameplay designers focus on creating and balancing the moment-to-moment gameplay. Technical level designers create the building blocks for level designers to map out the player's journey through locations. Technical UI designers tailor how information is clearly surfaced to the player. Cinematic designers craft scenes for the best storytelling experience, and narrative designers make sure the story's flow of information to the player is a cohesive experience. Branches of the tree. So players' progression differently, so naturally, we're being experimental on Dreadwolf, okay? This could be a good thing. Taking the learnings of the past while also trying something new. I'm not worried. Experimental just means a little bit different from what you've previously seen. Could also be a combination of the 3 previous games. Skill trees are a fundamental part of deep RPG. And talk about skill trees, I want my dots and I want my AoEs. You know, I want to be able to send dots, lots of dots, damage over time, and the AoEs, area of effect, to trap them, to just make it AoEs, dots, and then you got your instant abilities. Give our players the ability to customize how their character functions in combat. A key belief on the team is that when a player invests a skill point, it should have a clear, tangible effect on the game. Yes, such as an ability or impactful perk. So does this mean perks are returning? Because I like the perk system in Dragon Age Inquisition, because some abilities are better as perks and aren't limited to class or race, which I appreciate. What those are and how they're implemented in-game is handled by multiple designers, starting with system designers. I'm not going to read through the whole interview part, but that was just to skim through. This is interesting here. As a player, I can drive my character's power through node acquisition. Nodes grant significant power gains. Each purchase feels meaningful. All node purchases are additive power gains. Nothing feels like a useless purchase to get to the real nodes. A variety of types of nodes grow the character in multiple ways, not just stats. As a player, I can explore the various nodes in the skill tree and make a plan. I like to have my skill trees in advance and decide the skills that my character is going to have. Grosso modo, because the first time I play, I don't know what the abilities are, so I'm still exploring a bit. But as I get more familiar, then I can really plan that out. I already know who I'm going to romance. If he's a romance option, I'm going to be female elf, because I'm always a female elf to start with. And then after that, I'm going to see. And the world state is going to be the canon world state where it's female elf, female elf, female elf, female elf. Player must be able to fully navigate the skill tree regardless of investments. No trees have clear descriptions and videos where applicable. The investments of the points. We need to be able to understand the different skills that might come wherever we invest the skill point. Player has an understanding of how many total points they have to work with. There's a lot of interesting info that some of it is very technical and goes right over my head, so I'm going to skip it. But I want to look at this. It is pretty, okay? So it looks like, I don't know if it's expansions, like specializations expansions. It looks like a basic mage. This is ice. This is fire. This could be blood magic. This is lightning, the healing, and the rift stuff. This could be Arcane. Oh, is Arcane coming back? I just got really excited there. Anyway, I'm assuming that this and this can expand also. So maybe we get to have basic skills for all of them and then expansions of those trees as the specializations, which means we could all explore blood magic if we want. Anyway, I'm getting really excited because I'm really excited with skill trees. This is like just a quarter of what I'm asking. I want the actual skill and abilities, the description. Yeah, no, this is. I love this. Plus, it looks like a butterfly. It's pretty. Okay. Hashtag don't judge. It's rather interesting. You know, I want more, but it's a beginning. It's a start. It would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 branches. And this is probably basic. You know how we have the ages of the, as the Inquisitor, we have different abilities. So perhaps this is like the class, the indicator to the class or whatever. So for different colors, you know, this would be archery, for example. As a rogue, this would be the 2 daggers. The colors are associated with different abilities depending on the class. Obviously, I know the mage class is best in terms of the colors associated to them because I'm most of the time always a mage. When I'm not a mage, I'm an archer. And one time I was a rogue, and one time I was a warrior. That tells you. This is interesting too. It's like a close-up, so this is probably the main ability. Kind of like in Inquisition, we have little sub-abilities to choose from. And in Inquisition, we had 2 possibilities, so maybe we can choose 1 or more depending where we put the points. Maybe these are passive. This is probably active. Maybe these are passives or sustained. I don't know if dots would be sustained. Maybe these are just the instant abilities, the instants, but then there aren't that many instants. This is interesting. We're like spec yellow, center, purple, blue, red, red. Okay, so got a little excited there. Okay, moving on. But if we look here, so I think these are just branches, the level up version. Here we have like a circle. Here we have a not so much a circle. So I hope that we don't just have that few instant abilities. It's hard to tell. But if we look at the expansions, if it is, then there are 2 more. So I want more instant abilities. See, sustained and AoEs might have a different. So if these are instants and they don't include AoEs or dots, then that's fine. You have your sustained abilities, which aren't passive abilities. So you'd have instants, sustained, and passive abilities, which would have different symbols here. I'm full on analyzing. Anyway, I'm going to link. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you as excited as I am about this? I'm really excited about it. Even if it's just a quarter of what I was asking for, it is something to do with skill trees. It's not the full skill tree, but it's a quarter of my prediction and a quarter of my wish. Like this video if you like it, subscribe to be Jimmy Approved, and I'll see you all soon. Maserenas.